Today I'm going to be talking about what it's like being a Korean American in Korea. I'm an exchange student at Korea University. I'm a sophomore, second year, second semester. I'm only gonna be here for one semester and there's only like 3 weeks left. It's crazy how time flies, but it is also my first time in Korea. I'm 19 years old, but this is my first time. Surprisingly, it feels more like home than I thought it would feel like, because it's a foreign country. It's still like objectively, if you look at it, to me, because I'm American, it's a foreign country, but since my ethnicity is Korean, it's like I fit in. I was gonna like break it down into like things like top 5 or top 3 or top 4, but I really can't think of it, and I was like, oh, let me just sit down and talk. I'm like comfortable, like I have a nap here, a little frame here, it says home from home. Basically what Korea is to me. Okay, let's get straight into it. Little background about me. Both my parents are Korean. I was born and raised in New York. Still live in New York. So I was so excited to come to Korea and finally see what it's like, see what my culture is like, and really get to experience that firsthand. One of the things that I realized is no one knows that I'm American until I start talking, because my Korean ain't great. It's not terrible, but there's a little bit of an accent, or they can just tell by like my syntax. If I don't say anything, they're like, oh, she's Korean. But then something comes out of my mouth and they're like, oh, Gyopo. If you guys don't know what Gyopo means, Gyopo, it means a person that is of Korean ethnicity but lives outside of Korea. Just walk in the street, people are like, oh, she's Korean. Maybe like some of my like styles, my makeup is different, but they can't tell that until they really like pay attention. I think I went through like a crisis, not really a crisis, but it's still something that I go through today. And it's kind of that in between, because I'm not really a foreigner, but I'm not also like a native Korean, so I'm like in between. I know the Korean culture, know the Korean language, but I'm not a Korean. But it's nice because I think all like the Korean Americans that I know that are here, it's like kind of refreshing because everyone's a Korean, but at the same time it's not refreshing. But then when I first came, it was really refreshing because I was like, everyone is Korean. Yeah, so I'm not saying that it's impossible to fit in with native Koreans in like, for example, like in university, but for me it's not the easiest thing because they have their own clubs, they have their own friends, they have their own majors, and I'm just like, I'm from America. It's been interesting though. I really enjoy being a Korean American in Korea because I can understand both English and Korean. I understand both parties. I'm not like only on one end and I can't understand English, or I'm not only on one end and I can't understand Korean. And it's like I get everything. I still don't know what to talk about. I'm like thinking, like, what do Korean Americans, like what did I want to know as like a Gyopo in Korea? I guess one of the things I learned from being here is no matter what, because people see me as a Korean, even though, you know, this is my first time, it just encourages me, kind of inspires me to learn more Korean, be more fluent in the language, and be more in touch with the country even when I go back home, because it's still a part of my identity. And actually, from being here, I don't want to live here because I really like America in terms of like work opportunities and like fair things and the laws, things like that, and the culture. I just like American culture more. But what I realize is when I get older, so like after I retire, I do want to come back here and live in Korea. Maybe not Seoul, but maybe some other part of Korea, just because when I go, like I feel this a lot when I go through the markets. When I age, like physically, I'm gonna look like a Korean. I think I'll kind of be sad to live in the States old, not being able to speak Korean, if that makes sense or anything. I'm not trying to be like rude to anyone. I'm just saying personally for myself, you know, because I'm gonna age like a Korean, because I am Korean. I just want to be like a Korean. Being here just really encourages me to constantly take everything in and learn and like just be more in one with the Korean people and the language. I think I improved just a little bit, tiny bit. I mean, I definitely improved, but it's just not that drastic. But I do see myself improving. I could have done much better in trying to improve, I guess. but I was just too focused on exploring the country, and all the friends I made here speak English, because if they don't, how am I going to communicate? But I do have a couple Korean friends, but it's very few compared to the amount of English speaking friends that I made here. Yeah, so I guess that's just my experience on being in Korea as a Korean American. I'm sorry if you didn't find something that you were looking for. Maybe you're in a position like myself that has never gone to Korea as a Korean American and you want to hear about other people's experiences. Hopefully this was beneficial for you. If you have any questions, leave comments down below. I will try my best to answer all of them. Feel free to follow me on Instagram and subscribe. And I'll talk to you guys later. Peace!